What's up YouTube? It's your old school expert, and today I'm going to be announcing the winner of this Duelist Pack Yugi and Kaiba Special Edition. The winner is Chaos Darkrai. So congratulations. I will be contacting you. Make sure you give me your mailing address so I can mail this out to you. So I also wanted to go through with, I was tagged by SSJason, so I wanted to go through that with you guys, and I've got some visual aids. So let's get started with that. And I actually added a question to the questions to make it a little more fun. So the first question is, what is your real first name? My first name is Ian. It's in my YouTube username, so I guess that's kind of an obvious one. How did you get into Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, my friend Daniel had been into Yu-Gi-Oh for a little while. He was into the Japanese cards. Once it was printed into English and brought to North America, he started buying some packs, and he said I should, go buy a pack and get into it. So I did, and from then on I just really liked it. I loved the artwork, and I didn't quite know how to play the game yet, but I did get into it eventually. So now I added a question. It's number 3. It is, what was your first pack and first rare card? So my first pack was Legend of Blue Eyes. Bought it in, well, it came out in March. I probably bought it early April 2002. And this one here is still sealed. I'm not sure what's in it, but I'll keep it sealed for now. But in my first pack, I actually pulled a Spirit of the Harp. And nothing special, but at the time I thought it was cool because it had 2,000 defense, and that seemed like a high number, and it was at the time. This is actually a pretty decent card. Pretty much exactly the same as Mystical Elf, except it's a fairy and not a spellcaster, but it's also light. So I thought this was an awesome card. And the next question is, why or how did you start Yugitubing? Well, I started because I loved watching old school boxes being opened, but there weren't very many of them on YouTube. It brings back incredible memories, and so I decided that I wanted to bring memories to others who can't afford to open the boxes. So it was kind of a 2-for-1. I get to open the boxes, and I get to show people who haven't opened these boxes in years but can't afford to buy them, what's in them, like kind of a blast from the past. So that's why I started. And how I started. What is the best time you ever had at a Yu-Gi-Oh event? The best time I ever had was a tournament back in 2002, just after Magic Ruler became legal in North American tournaments, sanctioned tournaments. When it was released, it wasn't legal yet. They had to update the restricted limited list before you could use it, and that took them like 2 or 3 weeks to do. So once they did it, I was in a duel, and this is kind of how it went down. It was the semifinals. There were about 150 people there that day. It was a huge tournament. I had a Summon Skull out, and I was playing a guy with a Relinquished deck. Now, Relinquished, when it came out, was just nasty. It was so hard to play against. And this guy had been, he had a Messenger of Peace out and had been burning life points. But he finally burned off the Messenger of Peace. He was down to 400 life points. He got rid of the Messenger of Peace because he summoned Relinquished. He took my Summon Skull. Well, I guess it went like that. And equipped it to it and hit me for 2,500. I had nothing left. So I don't remember my exact life points, but I was probably around 1,000 or so. So I draw. It's my turn. I draw, and I draw a Time Wizard. I look at it for a second. I have a face down 7 Tools of the Bandit. So I look at the Time Wizard for a second, and I'm like, all right, this is it, just like in the anime. So I summon the Time Wizard, and I flip the coin, and I almost forgot to call heads or tails because the coin, as it hit the table, I said heads, and it spun around a little bit and then landed. It landed on heads, and it wiped away his Relinquished. My Summon Skull went to the graveyard, and I was wide open for a 500 attack point, direct attack, which brought him down to 0 because he was at 400. It was the craziest thing I had ever done. That was game 3. And I had beat him. I actually didn't have this. Summon Skull had a common one because back then I didn't have any money. I was 13. But that was my coolest story because it was just unreal that I had beat this guy with 3 Relinquished. He had 2 Messenger of Peace. He had all the good cards because he was 20-something. He had a job. He had money. And I just pulled out a miracle and beat him with that Time Wizard. So I'll never forget that. That was quite thrilling. And then in the finals, I got my ass kicked. So number 6 is, what is your favorite deck ever? That's a good question. It's probably really hard for a lot of people who've been playing for a long time. I've actually got it right here. This is the deck box I used before I quit in 2007. I probably used it since 2005. As you can see, I scratched off the words deck box because I want it to be all black. So in here, I've actually got my deck prepared, and this is my favorite deck. I'm not going to show you guys right now because I'm going to make a video of the deck profile. The deck is done. The side deck, I've only got like 4 or 5 of the cards, but they're easy to come by. I just need to get it done. So this is going to be a separate video, but this is a pre-For Honor Guardian beatdown deck. That's all I'll tell you about it right now. So that was my favorite deck, and that will be in a video very soon. Why do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, I really don't play anymore, but I played back then because it was fun and competitive, and it was something to do. I didn't really have much else to do. I wasn't too into playing sports anymore, although I played them when I was much younger, and it was a lot of fun because it was a great community. The last question is, who are your 2 tagged Yugitubers? I'm going to tag Metal Race for the win and ALT Destiny. I'll put their links in my channel. They're a couple of cool YouTubers. So that's pretty much it, guys. Again, congratulations to Chaos Starcry for winning the competition. I'll mail this out to you once I get your address. Make sure you stay tuned for this super awesome, totally original. All the cards are the original print, no reprints. Pre-For Honor Guardian beatdown deck with side deck included. And again, as always, thanks for watching.